What's good with y'all? For this ambidextrous drawing video, I'm gonna be drawing out Krillin and Gohan with both of my hands. Just like my Goku drawing that I recently released, this one was heavily inspired by whenever they were still on planet Namek. I chose to do Krillin and Gohan in just my red pens. That way things don't get too repetitive and it's a nice switch up too. With that said, I did a rough outline of where I wanted Krillin to be standing. They were standing on a rocky surface. And then once I finished drawing Krillin, I started drawing out Kid Gohan too. I had to be really considerate as to where everything fell in place because I didn't want these two to blend into each other. Because I was using red for both, it was definitely a real possible issue that I would mix up where each of their color schemes need to go. But yeah, from that point on, I didn't do too much shading at the beginning. I wanted to make sure everything fell into place first before I started going through and shading everything in, But I did shade in Krillin's clothes first. I didn't end up pressing down too hard for Krillin's clothes. Once I did finish shading in Krillin, then it was time for me to shade in Kid Gohan's clothes. I think that it's always cool to see Kid Gohan because he literally has the same outfits as Piccolo. I know that Piccolo raised him whenever Goku was dead and stuff, but it's still fun to just see. But alright, this is kind of where I started to go off the rails a little bit and do my own thing. I happened to be looking through some of my original omnilinear drawings that started this whole chaos, and I ended up taking inspiration from one of my really old drawings that I did. It had a blend of blue, white, and black, but the design pattern itself was a lot more loose than what I did here. I wanted the background to feel alive and feel like maybe something you would see on an alien planet or something. I know that I always say it, but with my drawings in particular, especially with the backgrounds and stuff, I'm really trying to get away from that stiff feeling. I recognize these are definitely a progression. Although it's super scratchy and imperfect, I wanted to still have that edge to it where it's you can recognize it distinctly as its own thing, I took heavy inspiration from the manga panel of them being on Namek, but as I said with the Goku drawing, I'm not necessarily trying to perfectly copy somebody else's art. But with that said, I proceeded to basically fill in the rest of the page with the blue and the black. I was mostly free-eyeing this part, and I was just going to where I feel like I was comfortable with it. I did it layer by layer and piece by piece. But with that said, here's for the red lens, and now for the blue. Let me know what y'all think about this one down below, and if you're interested in seeing more, don't forget to like and follow, and I will see you on the next one.